Shit. Let's get this show started. Let's check if we're recording or not. My friend just called saying that he's going to pop around before he sets off to go to places. Ouch, shit. So I need to get this going. I've only got half an hour. It's going to be a quick one. Shit. Empty project. Use this as a, okay, do not disturb mode on. My voice, what's going on? Great. Okay, let's go. Do not disturb on. That one. Just show the time, please. And shall we get going? Ooh, why is it not? Recognize my audio. Please. Oh, there we go. Hello. Hello, world. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to... Let's pop this on. Should improve the sound quality. Welcome back. Oh, such an official way of saying it. I think last time I recorded an episode, I was super hyper. I'm a little bit more calm today. So I think let's have a chilled out vibe today. Today, what we're going to talk about NEAT. We're going to talk about how to easily burn at least 500 calories more a day. This is a revolutionary finding for me when I was starting up as a PT, personal trainer. I wonder if I probably actually learned about this beforehand. It was like all these little triggering, motivating things that pushed me over the edge of actually becoming a PT. It was all the little things that can contribute towards a better existence, well-being, and better fitness and whatnot. I'll have a little catch up first and then go through a few questions. I am in a bit of a hurry today, so I just really felt like I needed a bit of time to come and talk to you, really. A bit of an unknotting of the current situation, what's going on with the world, with my life and everything. And last week I went to get treatment on my back. Because my back's been in bits. I got cupping done. I'm doing a video of this as well, but yeah, basically my back is looking really fun after all the cupping. Actually, I need to, that's a good memory. I should post about it on Instagram, I think. A very exciting day yesterday. Am I losing my voice? I bought a dishwasher. It's arriving in 2 days' time, and I'm just trying to figure out whether it's okay to stop doing the dishes by hand now, or if it's too early. I am absolutely sick of doing the dishes multiple times a day. And I spoke about this in the last episode, but dishwasher is on its way on Wednesday in 2 days' time. And I absolutely cannot wait. Oh my God, it's like, I just wanted a dishwasher with a tray at the top, and this one's got one. It's just dreamy. I cannot wait. I've had multiple barbecues. Weather's been unbelievable here in the northeast of England recently, and it's just provided me with the chance of inviting people around, inviting my friends around, just having multiple barbecues, which is my favourite thing to eat in the summertime when the weather is good. So the kids have had to endure a high protein diet as of late because of all these barbecues that I've been doing. Beautifulness. Also, what's happened since last time? I had an amazing day out with a friend. We went to buy cheeses and wines and dry cured meats. Had a bit of a beer tasting session and did the first shoey of the life. That was my friend's suggestion to drink some bubbly out of a shoe. That was fun. I think it's just such a beautiful thing to be a grown up, to be an adult, but to never stop having fun and to really sort of maintain that kind of childlike mentality of why the fuck not? Seriously, I would really urge you to do something new this week. I think it's far too rare that adults actually do something either they've never done before, or just trying something new, doing something out of ordinary. Just really, that creates brilliant memories. Even if it's a thing that it ends up not being your thing, it doesn't matter, because it's just that action of doing stuff that'll teach you so much about yourself, teach you so much about life, and will basically, the more experiences you gather during your lifetime, the longer it feels like you've lived. So let's make this life worth living. It's so worthwhile. Also, went to the casino. I didn't play anything, and I miss playing poker. I used to play poker quite a lot, and online, really loved it. Like the low stakes things, I'm not like a gambler. I don't have an inclination towards that. But it's obviously poker is a skill based game with a lot of luck obviously still involved. But I studied poker so that you can always beat the odds in the long term, playing against your opponents and learning how to read their body language and everything like that. But this time at the casino, my friend placed a bet on the roulette, and we ended up walking away with more money than we went in with. That was fun. It's so funny as well. The casino is such an environment where you go and it's sunshiny outside, and you go in, and it just doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Such a haven for those who have become gambling addicts. And I do feel for if you know anyone, or if you're in that situation yourself, please do seek help. I have actually worked in the online gaming industry as well, and it's sad to hear how some people are so deep in that hole that they gamble away their business's money and their own savings and stuff, and that's not a good place to be. So my casino experience, it was very, very pleasant, very good. But it's just the fact of having kids. I love to go play poker at the casino in the middle of the night, but then I hate screwing up my sleep pattern, so that doesn't really hasn't worked for a while. It's been years since I've last played, but yeah. There's also actually when we were buying some wine from a wine shop, there was a guy, pretty wealthy looking, just purchasing all sorts of gins and pretty chocolates and stuff, and so sheepishly he just went, "It's an apology gift." I'm like, oh God, yeah, people, apology gift. I do actually remember I have bought one apology gift in my life, and that was after, oh God, should I? Basically just had a night with good friends, but they were sort of like newer friends, so it's really difficult to know how much you actually like each other and stuff. Always really adored this friend family, and basically my partner at the time was, I felt a bit too flirty this evening with my female friend, and then basically alcohol is not a good idea in terms of when you're feeling emotional, so I just had a bit of a go at, this is not okay, what the fuck is going on, stop flirting right in front of me. And then I slept on it and wanted to go and buy an apology gift for, shouldn't really memories, man. Yeah, everyone makes mistakes, whatnot. That wasn't, that brings such uncomfortable vibes, just being like upset with your friend for being too flirty, but maybe it was more my partner at the time who was the flirty one. I don't really know, but that is in the past, and everything is fine, and we are all friends. So that apology gift worked, or maybe didn't do anything, but it was just it was an excuse to go around and talk through everything and just be like, you know what, we're fine, everything's good, let's just chill the fuck out and move on with our lives. I went for gym, swim, and sauna last week, and that was amazing. There's a place called the City Baths in Newcastle. They've got an amazing refurbished gym where they've got big monkey bars and stuff, which is my favourite, and also the best sauna I've ever found in England. You can actually throw the water onto the rocks. I got to chatting with this guy called Nathan. I think he said he's a professional boxer, and he just looked so regimented, and I was like, oh, what are you training for? Because it was very obvious that he's a physically active person. And then just chatted about nutrition and training and discipline, and it was very interesting. Always so rewarding to exchange words with new people, just creates a better understanding of the world around you, really, I suppose. And it's really nice to I don't know, it's really difficult to imagine that kind of a life where you're so regimented and like you can't go out with friends, or like he was saying, he doesn't like just want to attend any social activities really because he wants to focus on his training. It's just craziness. I've got so much respect for people who are that disciplined. And I've once in my life, this is again at the start of my PT journey in 2012, when I planned on doing a 12-week really sort of disciplined cut, you could call it, where I just tried, my aim was to drop my body fat as low as possible, really. I was tiny, and I think I stopped at about 11 and a half weeks, because I just came to realise that my mental health is more important than following a rigid plan. And I think it might have been my birthday, I think it was my birthday, when I was like, you know what, let's eat out and I'm going to have a drink. I think I ordered a cocktail or a glass of wine or something, which I hadn't allowed myself to do for the past like over 11 weeks. I was, again, a really good experience. I don't think I'd do it again, or at least it's not in the pipeline right now. Not really something I want to do. But also went out for the best Thai meal I've ever had in Newcastle, which is called, it was in Thai House Cafe on Clayton Street in Newcastle. Really authentic, beautiful Thai food. Really impressed. So if you're around this area and you like Thai food, go for it. Just had a couple of different Thai curries and shared some of those cracker things and stuff. It was really good. Today, also had a chat with my university supervisor, who was my dissertation professor or whatever she is. She worked at uni. Really nice. I was super tired, but just sat down. It's really nice to talk about life again with somebody who's, quite a lot older than me, and just sharing views and experiences and is amazing. I urge you to get in touch with anyone, a friend, an acquaintance, someone you'd like to be friends with, because again, my friends and me, a thing that she did for TikTok, and it was talking about how you can just develop new connections and new friendships and like really rewarding situations with people, and I was in a couple of those clips, and it just made my heart melt. Oh my god, it's fucking unbelievable to be appreciated. So good. So make sure you tell your friends if you like them. I think that's good. And again, nowadays I surround myself with such good vibes and good people and things that don't drain my energy. Although, like last week in that networking event, my social battery was starting to be very drained. But today, let's move on to the educational part of this podcast, which is going to be about NEAT. NEAT, NEAT, stands for Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. I always think it's called thermogenesis, but it's thermogenesis. So it's basically any movement that is not classed as official exercise that you do during the day, which will help you burn easily 500 extra calories a day. The studies they've done on this are just astonishing, and just again, if people just realize how little you can do extra and how much it can actually contribute to your fitness, your well-being, your everything, oh my god, it's unbelievable. So increasing your NEAT, the studies that I was reading when I was becoming a personal trainer were like, you can burn 500 to 800 calories in a day extra just by increasing your NEAT. Or but now there was, I think it was Andrew Huberman maybe in his podcast, I might be wrong, somebody in a podcast was talking about this stuff and said that some studies have found that you can literally burn thousands of calories more, like 2,000-3,000 calories more, which obviously is absolutely ridiculous and that will require some proper effort. But what we mean when we're talking about NEAT is doing anything manual, anything with your body that is movement. Like I haven't really realized that I'm quite an expressive person, but my friend brought this up yesterday. She was visiting This is again just a spontaneous thing. I just said, "Are you free today? Do you want to pop around? We're just going to hang out in the house, around the house." And she did, and it was amazing. So she said how she found it interesting when I was, it was me, another friend, and her recently. We sat together, and she'd never seen us together before. She's like, "It was so odd to be next to you two, who are so expressive, with your bodies." And it's like, "Are we really? Okay." But basically, any kind of like arm movements, fidgeting, anything like that is actually contributing to me as a person, me burning a lot more calories than I would if I was just sedentary, spending a lot of time lying down or sitting up and stuff like that. Okay, this is old stats that I used to carry around with me in my head, saying that sitting up burns 4 times more calories than lying down does, and standing up burns 4 times more calories than sitting down does. So again, if you can just stand up every now and again, it'll contribute. Also, easy things you can do is just take the stairs instead of the escalators or the lift. Pulling and pushing doors manually instead of pushing the buttons to say open door. Anything at all. It's literally like if you're on a lunch break, go for a little walk. Anything like that. Anything that's not. You don't need to be doing a hardcore session, with the limited amount of time that you have. Just do anything. Just do something. Like I love to. Actually, I'm doing it now. Let's do it now. I love to sit down on the floor, which I am doing in my cupboard as I record this. But also, just improving posture will engage so many more of your back muscles, so many more of your other muscles just around your body. If you just keep your sort of core nice and engaged. When you're standing up, squeeze your glutes a little bit to protect your lower back. Pull your shoulders back. Push your shoulder blades down. Great tip actually. If it's winter or if you're cold, you can just really focus on, this is like I'm sure in a meditation book at some point when I was a lot younger, in my teenage years. But it's basically like focus on just tensing every single muscle in your body. Like you can just think about your arm and just start going from forearm to your bicep, to your shoulders, to your shoulder blades, to your chest, to your core. Core is all of your abs and your back muscles and your obliques and your pelvic floor and your diaphragm, and then contracting your leg muscles and calves and squeezing your toes and clenching your jaw, and you can produce so much heat just by doing that simple kind of thing that it's an amazing little life hack, I'd like to say. Anytime you're feeling a bit cold, or if you just, again, contracting your muscles will increase the amount of calories you burn in a day. So focus on your needs. Anything you can do, just do a couple of things right now as you're listening. Do something that makes your muscles contract. Or stand up, go for a tiny little walk. Or again, like a little tip, boiling the kettle. Go and make yourself a cuppa, and whilst you're doing your cuppa, if you're on your own, whatever, you can just do 10 squats at the same time. I know that is official exercise, but it's just stuff that I do a lot of stretching all the time. It's like, well, they say I've been really good with my rehab, with my knee injury. I've got the chat with a consultant this Friday, so we'll find out about my surgery options. Damn. But I wouldn't do my rehab if I had to stop for it and let's do 12 minutes of rehab now. I find that incredibly boring and just something that I probably would never come around to doing, or very rarely anyway. What I do instead is just bits. Whenever I remember anything to do with my back, anything to do with my legs, I'll just, like now I'm squeezing my legs. Just find your muscles. Developing your mind-muscle connection is one of the most beautiful skills you can have in terms of understanding your body, and everything is interlinked. I've got back problems because I've got a knee problem, and because I've got a right knee problem, that means that it's going to be my lower left back that's got more problems than the right side of the back, and then because that wants to balance out, that also means that my right shoulder is a lot tighter than my left lower back. It's craziness. So let's just look after our bodies, burn a few extra calories by doing these simple, really, really simple, easy tricks that anyone can incorporate into their lives. If you're not just sleeping, then you can certainly burn a lot of calories, extra calories, every day, any day, all the time. And I know a lot of people have this mindset that it doesn't matter if I burn 200 extra calories a day. Like, you can't see it in anything, but when you do it consistently enough over a long period of time, it all adds up. And again, people say, oh, Erica, you you eat so much, you must be burnt. It's like, oh, your metabolism must be amazing. Fucking hell, there's nothing to do with my fucking metabolism. I mean, it's just that I am a pretty active person. And today, this is again a spontaneous thing that wasn't planned until this morning. My friend said she wants to take her dog out for a walk on the coast. And so I'm like, oh, can I come along? I'll take my skates. So I'll go for a little inline skate along the beach and then meet up with her for lunch, because I've actually got a bit of time. I think this is, fuck. When will I learn? When will I learn? When will I learn that this will cut off if I don't touch the screen for a while? When will I learn that this will cut off if I don't touch the screen? Sorry about that gap again. I need to just remember to keep touching my computer so that it doesn't cut off. Now we've talked about NEAT and how we can easily burn calories. Let's go into today's questions. What do we got? Let me pause this because I got an urgent message. 2 seconds. Oh shit, that's still recording. Fucking hell. Let's see. Let's keep it rolling. This voice, man. Always do my head in. Let's see. Yes, there will be time. When you're ready. Oh, I love seeing people spontaneously. One of the best things. How very unprofessional of me that was. Sorry about that. Yeah, anyway, just trying to get everything sorted for the day. And as always, my life can be a little bit hectic. And things have to happen as and when. And we have to go with the flow and just see what works best for everyone's life. Okay, let's go into today's questions. I'm going to do some easier ones today. So I do have quite a few that are quite complex, complicated, and I haven't had any time to sort of just sit down and think about these things. So I just, let's stick with easy to answer things, because I have about 10 minutes until I need to get ready to go, leave the house, chill out. Favorite film? Okay. It's a good one, because I very rarely watch films. I'm not really like a movie person. I tend to, after about 40 minutes, I get too fidgety that I feel like I need to pause and do something else. I occasionally, a couple of times a year, probably go to the cinema, which is where I can actually sit down for the entire film. But I tend to want to know the plot before I start watching anything. because then I know if it's sort of going to be worth my time a little bit more. But if you just go with the old vibes of old films, because I've pretty much not seen many new things at all for years, my answer used to be, probably for about a decade at least, that my favourite film is Fight Club. Fight Club is quite deep, it's just a very clever film. I do still like it, and it's definitely going to be the number one film that I've seen the most times in my life. Probably, I remember a period in my youth when I literally probably watched it at least 5 times in like a week or something. That's a guess, but I just kept repeating the movie and watching it. I love it. I love the ending. It's just really good, and I can't deny that Brad Pitt is just unbelievably, like, he's just so hot in that. Fight Club is good. Interstellar is one of the ones that I will happily watch again, rewatch. I think the real intrigue was with Interstellar just being so, I think it's so closely linked to actual, like, all the science that we know about the universe and astrophysics and stuff like that. It's very, very sort of very truthful, like, not a documentary obviously, but I love that they've actually had a lot of physicists and astro people working on it to make sure that it's as accurate scientifically as possible. So I really, really, really appreciate that. And obviously it's got a bit of an emotional side to it as well. That's good. Also, something that just popped into my head is Crank 2. Crank 2 is with Jason Statham in it, and I think I have to be in a very specific mindset to watch it, but it's just a super, super high energy film, which it's like a game. It's an amazing watch. Not many people have seen it. If you've got a chance, go and watch Crank 2. Also, a film that I watch every year is V for Vendetta. I absolutely love the artistic production. I don't know. It's an amazing film. Absolutely love the storyline. Just, again, a clever film, and that's kind of my cup of tea. For now, I do love a bit of, if I was to watch something with another person or on a Sunday morning, something like a romantic comedy, fine. For some reason, I don't know why, but I think I used to love Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And I still keep saying, there's a quote from that film that goes, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And I just love that. And I don't even remember what happens in the film, but there we go. Favourite Christmas film must be, what's it called? Love Actually every Christmas. Oh, amazing. There's some I will happily take on movie recommendations, and also why I'd need to watch something. Please send them my way, because I really struggle to, I can't just browse through Netflix and choose something. I want to know what it's about, why it's worth a watch. There we go. Do you have brothers or sisters? Do I have brothers or sisters? I do not. I'm an only child. Yeah, probably explains quite a lot of me. I grew up with a single mum, and got all the attention, got all the love, and very grateful for my childhood in that sense. I do wish I'd known my dad better, but and also, when I got pregnant with my first one, it was clear as day for me then that I really wanted her to have a sibling, because not that I've never felt that I missed out on things because I didn't have a sibling, but I really wanted for my child to experience growing up together with a sibling. And so that was just kind of, have another one as soon as possible. And within 2 years was my sort of like desire. We miscarried one in between after the first one, and now I have two girls who've got each other. And I just think it's so beautiful if you're sort of forced to grow up with another person, and it's good. I think it's really good, and I feel very, very happy that I've got 2 kids instead of 1. But yeah, I'm an only child. I just I think I'm used to getting all the attention, and also I'm very used to solitude and doing stuff by myself on my own, which probably also explains why I'm not big into team sports at all, for myself, and I just like to do stuff where I'm the only responsible person for my outcomes and stuff like that, like rock climbing and inline skating and gymnastics. Well, I do. Oh, one of my favourite things actually is partner acrobatics, but that again requires another person. I actually recently went route climbing, which is amazing. I haven't been for years, and this is on auto belays. So basically, you can just climb up a big wall without needing another person. And I think I got more into bouldering in the past because it was a solo sport, and back in those days I didn't have any auto belays around me, so I couldn't really. I'd always have to have another person to do climbing with if I wanted to do the ropes. Yeah, okay, so I am an only child. Where have you travelled? Where have you travelled? Where would you like to go? Okay, I haven't premeditated this at all. Let me think. Actually, let's go for the other question first. How many languages do you speak? So at school, I learned 6 languages, which is, I understand, is many. And I went to school. I did my schooling in Finland, and so as a Finnish person, obviously I did Finnish, and you have to also do Swedish and English. So everyone's got 3 compulsory languages because the second official language in Finland is Swedish. It's funny though, because I haven't used it since I used to really enjoy learning Swedish, and I felt like I was getting decent at it, but then I haven't used it since school. So, well, occasionally. Oh God, I hope you can't. I wonder if you can hear my belly rumbling. Yeah, you just forget about it. But then Swedish has brought a lot of opportunities. I used to work in sort of data analysis and stuff like that, where I used to do all Scandinavian languages, like adverts and stuff like that. Go through their content and everything, because the written language is very similar. So basically, I used to have a decent understanding of Swedish, Norwegian, and Danish, because they are Scandinavian languages. And for anyone who didn't know, Finland is not a Scandinavian country. Finland's not in Scandinavia. It's a Finno-Scandinavian country, but the language is completely different from any of the Scandinavian languages. So just FYI, we're just a Northern European country, isolated in our language and whatever. What else did I? Okay, so school, Finnish, English, Swedish. I did French, but only for a couple of years. I just didn't really vibe with it. I had no connection with the language, and since then, when I've gone to Paris, I've actually found it a much more interesting language. But I wish I'd chosen German. I'd love to speak German. And then at school, I did Italian and Spanish as well. Really enjoyed them. Didn't start learning them until upper secondary school, I think. Particularly enjoy Spanish, and I love going to Spain and getting a bit of practice. I feel like that's my sort of heart language. I don't know what it is about Spanish. I just adore the sound of it, the kind of passion, and I would love to speak Spanish better at some point in my life. But I tend to joke about not being fluent in any language. So although I've learned quite a few, my first language is Finnish, and I'm absolutely crap at it these days because I've lived away since 2007, and went travelling in Australia for a few months before then. So especially, oh my goodness, nowadays going back to Finland, there's so many, the language has evolved so much. It's craziness. I went to visit my old upper secondary school last year, and I'm just thinking I can't even understand a lot of the things that people are saying. It's craziness. It's just new words. It's this internet language. And oh my God, that was amazing. That was such a good trip as well, because we did a musical. I did a lead role in a musical when I was 17, and they remade that and just updated it to be a modern version of the same thing, and that was unbelievable. Yeah. So if you my understanding of languages is okay. And one more thing I wish I'd had time for in my schedule at upper secondary school. There were also options to do Latin and Estonian and Russian. I've never been particularly interested in in Russian or Estonian, although I love hearing anything like from anyone. I've got a 70-odd-year-old friend called Frank who's a linguist, and he speaks Russian, and I love chatting to him about the languages. And Latin is just something that would be very, very cool, because it's such an old language, and I dream. Okay, so there was another question about where have I travelled, where would I like to go. So a dream right now would be to go to Greece. I just really want to see Athens. I want to connect with the ancient Stoic places where the famous Stoics were hanging around and stuff. And obviously the weather is good. And also, where I haven't been and would like to go, I'd like to go to Berlin, just for the crack. It's such a sort of hippie, like cool, vibey, artsy, creative city, as far as what I've understood, that I'd like to see that place. Anywhere else? I just want to go somewhere where I can watch the sun set into the ocean. That's my desire. That's definitely on the bucket list. Where I've been, the furthest I've been is Australia. I travelled the East Coast over the course of 3 months. Stayed at my lovely cousin's house for the first 6-ish weeks, I think, in Brisbane. That was my favourite. It was amazing. It was amazing to be able to really live the kind of Australian lifestyle. I've got a lot of more distant family who live in Australia. Lots of cousins, not first cousins, but cousins. And I'm related to somebody who's a rally driver. Met him. His first name is Paul. My belly's going mental with how hungry I am. I don't actually feel hungry, but my belly thinks otherwise. Where have I been? I'm not going to start listing. Recent years, let's see, Ireland. Ireland. I don't know how normal people say Ireland. Ireland. Spain. I like to revisit Spain, Barcelona, because my good friend lives there, and I love the vibe of that city. I've been to Italy a few times, I think. Regione, Rimini, Venice, Rome. If you ever, by the way, go to Rome, go to Trastevere, which is just across the river. So much like more local, and just the vibe is amazing. Obviously food is amazing. I'd love to go to Naples. Never been, but just for the Neapolitan pizza. That's it really. Where else have I been? Last summer, dropped by Riga in Latvia, which was the most amazing skate parks I've ever, like, oh my god, unbelievable. Really, really, really good vibe. I skated through the whole place over like 13 hours. The whole place. I've seen all of Riga. That was actually the one place where I couldn't make anyone smile. Everyone was so grumpy. Oh, I felt really sad. I was like, just please smile. No, they didn't speak English and they didn't smile at all. I felt really alone, but at least I had my inline skates, so that made me really, really happy. Where else have I been? I don't know. Used to go to France regularly, Fontainebleau, for climbing holidays. Fontainebleau is like the world's best forest for bouldering. Unbelievable vibes. Stayed in like gîtes, Gite, which is like these sort of, I don't even know how you describe them, like holiday homes or whatever. Just rural places where you can just put the fire on at night and cook your food, and multiple bedrooms, just a chilled out group of people. Amazing. Also been to Paris a couple of times, once with my auntie and her husband. That was really fun actually. I quite enjoy Paris. I quite enjoy the kind of hectic vibe, but also I really like a really chilled out, no plans kind of holiday. Where did I used to go in Spain? It's next to Albir. Landed in Alicante airport, and there's this really cool hotel. I think it's like a 4-star hotel in Albir, where it's just the local life, and I really, really appreciate that over like a touristy kind of holiday. Never been to America or the Americas. I've never really been bothered about the States, but I would. It's just that it's so bloody far away. I would love to go somewhere. Southern America, maybe at some point, but I'm not too fussed, to be honest. I'd rather just book a flight, anywhere. anywhere that just looked cool, somewhere new. I'm not really into like always going to the same place and stuff like that. But yeah. Where else have I been? I don't know. Have I been? I've landed in Singapore. Have I been to Asia actually? Well, Turkey I've been a couple of times. But like I've never had the proper Asian experience. I know all of Asia is exactly the same, duh. But I would love to maybe go to somewhere like Vietnam, or I don't even know. Just somewhere with beautiful scenery and, oh, imagine if I could go to like a meditation holiday somewhere in like an Asian place. Oh, that'd be really cool. Just somewhere, as long as it's warm or probably cold. I'd love to go for skiing. I just like the extremes, I think. Really, really hot. God, I'm so hungry. My friend's about to pop in, but visit very soon. So I must wrap this up right here. This has been a pretty laid back, chilled out, vibey chit chat. Oh my god, my stomach. I hope you can't hear it. I'm gonna go and grab a bite to eat before I head out on the beachfront for a little thing. And remember to keep your NEAT up. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Burn a few extra calories. Do it for yourself. Do it for your own well-being. Your body is going to thank you for it. Just a little bit of fidgetiness. See how many things you can do to increase any amount of movement. It's going to be good for you. Also, if you're not yet following or subscribing, then please do so. I'd really appreciate that. That'd be amazing. Thank you. And if there's anything that resonated in this, if you would like to share this friendliness with another person, I'd really love that. And remember, I'm not sure if I'm going to post these questions actually onto the site where you can ask your questions, but I'll just link it in the show notes anyway, so you can go and ask me future questions. I'd love to answer your things and anything that's on your mind. It'd be amazing. And I think I'm expecting a phone call actually. I might be getting a therapist for the first time in my life, which I'm very excited about if that happens, because that would be just amazing. I don't have any particular emotional knots to deal with, but I just think everyone should have a therapist. So going in for the experience, going in to figure myself out even more. But I also this morning when I was sitting out in the sun drinking a coffee, I was just thinking it's actually it's a blessing and a curse. Because I feel like I've done so much self-reflection over the course of the years, ever since I was a teenager, that kind of having that like deeper understanding of my own programming is sometimes a bit annoying and feels a bit like it's really hard to relate to people who aren't aware of very basic things, or how much of I'd say carrying a trauma with you throughout life. It's got such a big impact on everything, and it's very important to unravel those knots. Very, very important, no matter how painful it is. You can grieve the loss of the person you used to be. It's a very worthwhile process. So I urge you to look after yourself in all of the ways. Little bits at a time will bring the biggest results in the long term. We need to focus on the long-term game, which is the most painful game, because when the rewards are here at the present, it tends to be bad for you in the long term. But when the rewards are in the future, that tends to be the more painful process. It's like I put myself through uncomfortable things all the time so that the future me can thank me for being me. And thank you for being my friend. And I look forward to being back in your ears again at some point soon. Have a lovely day. Look after yourself. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Aww. That was the Milo one. Okay, let's see. Messages. Oh, tired. That means I don't have time for a nappy nap. Okay, I've got a few messages to respond to. It's just fine and beautiful and amazing. So, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Oh, my back.